battle of true heavyweights in college basketball. The Alabama Crimson Tide and the Duke Blue Devils, the two best offenses in the nation, face off at the Prudential Center at Newark. Alabama made the Final Four last year before losing to the eventual national champion UConn Huskies, while Duke, on the other hand, lost to their cross-city rivals, the NC State Wolfpack, in the Elite Eight last year. These two, having the two best offenses in the nation, will fight for a spot in the Final Four at San Antonio next Saturday, which will be on next Saturday starting off. And today will be one of the two roads to that area. Just recently, we saw the Florida Gators mount a comeback victory over the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech led by 10 points with 5:46 to go in the second half, and 9 points with 2:55 to go before Florida mounted an insane comeback led by Walter Clayton Jr.'s 30 points on 7 of 14 shooting. He got to the line for 14 free throws, making 13 of those. No matter where he was at, he was on one tonight. And helping him out off the bench was Thomas Ho with 20 points, 11 rebounds, 8 of them on the defensive end. Florida got 5 blocks in that game, 2 of them from Clayton, an all-around menace. 4 assists for Clayton. And Texas Tech fought hard in the game, despite being on the losing end. Darion Williams with 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and JT Toppin with 20 points, 11 rebounds. 14 off the bench for Chance McMillan with 3 assists. But now enough of that game, as what the Final Four spots have been determined. Hello everyone, I'm Alec Nava. It is Duke. It is Alabama. And the winner of this game will face the winner of the Midwest region. Whoever wins this game will claim the East region and go to San Antonio, where they'll do battle at the Alamo Dome. This is the 6th meeting all-time between the Tide and the Blue Devils. The only March Madness meeting was in 1981, which was a 75-70 Duke win at Cameron Indoor Stadium. But it was not since 2013, on November the 27th, in that year's NIT season tip-off, where Jabari Parker put up a game-high 27 points with 8 rebounds. Quinn Cook added 17 for Duke in that game. Tyler Thornton and Rodney Hood combined for 8 steals in the Blue Devil victory. This game features 2 superstars in the college basketball background. Mark Sears for Alabama and Cooper Flagg for Duke. And they'll do business with one another. Sears exploded in the Sweet 16 where he hit 10 of 16 for 34 points against the BYU Cougars on the way to a 113-86 win. That was his first true breakout game in March Madness this year after leading the Tide to the Final Four last year. And last year he averaged 24.2 points per game. It could not have come at a better time after he started slow in the tournament where he shot 1 of 9 in his first 2 games. Flagg put on a clinic last time around in Duke's win over the Arizona Wildcats with 30 points on 9 of 19 shooting, including 3 of 5 from 3. He's the likely first overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, and he showed that against Arizona, where he pitched in 7 assists and 6 rebounds and making a last-second shot before halftime. Both teams are tops in the nation in 2 offensive categories. Alabama is the best team in scoring. Duke is the best team in scoring margin. They're both going to act like it in this game. When looking for games that could provide shootouts in the style of a 153-150 NBA game for a comparison, the equivalent for a college basketball game could be a 102-100 game. Both teams put up ridiculous stats at a frantic pace, and these two love to go on street races with incredible attacks, scoring in bunches. The winner is going to come down to the coach that's more prepared for this moment, between Alabama's Nate Oates or Duke's John Shire, to take on the Midwest Regional Champion in the Final Four at the Alamo Dome. Will it be Bama and their high-paced attack, or will it be Duke and their variety, size, and talent? That is for us to find out, and for these two teams to figure out. Let's get on to the previews. We begin with the Crimson Tide, the 2 seed in the East. Bama's freshed out the most impressive shooting exhibit that March Madness has had in recent memory. Some of that was BYU's defense, but Bama has an extra layer of shooting that very few teams possess. Nate Oates has a plan against the three-point heavy Cougars, putting an emphasis on defending the free. While Duke will change the mindset of Bama, Bama must likewise force a change to Duke's mindset. Oates will have more than one approach ready. If something goes wrong for them, they'll have another plan ready to cook. It doesn't matter if they committed 13 ugly turnovers against BYU, so long as they stack up the points, which they did. They're not just a great offensive team. They're one of the greatest offensive teams in recent college basketball history. Despite giving up 80 or more points in 14 games since January 1st, they've proven that when Mark Sears and his teammates get rolling, few teams at this level can slow them down. They'll have to deal with Duke and their tall rotation, though. Nobody in the Blue Devils rotation is shorter than 6'5". Sears, Bama's best player, is 6'1". He likes to get to the lane to draw fouls or dish to his shooters, but Duke holds teams to 43% shooting from 2. He does have electric quickness, and his teammates have the size and the quickness to handle the talented Duke squad. The Tide have been shooting 39% from free since February 1st, and Sears will be aided by Chris Youngblood and Aiden Holloway, who are excellent three-point shooters. LeBaron Philon, Grant Nelson, and Cliff Omoruyi will be crucial from the inside, especially the latter two of Nelson and Omoruyi. They can shoot, score on the move, and get scoring from backups, and then score some more for good measure. The Blue Devils, on the other hand, as we previewed them, are 8th in the nation in shooting percentage, hitting 38% from free, and are outstanding on the offensive side of the glass. Cooper Flagg is the best player in the country, and he took over, putting up 30 points with 7 assists and can single-handedly shift a game like no other. His team's offensive dominance will dictate this game, and he has 3 players shot ready to convert on the attention drawn towards him. Tyrese Proctor is the best shooter on Duke's roster at over 40%. Con Ganupo is an electric scorer, and Zion James made Arizona pay for leaving him open. But that is the reason for Duke's offensive dominance. You either try to handle Flagg individually or bring a help defender and pray that the shooters miss. That gives the Blue Devils a good look at the basket more times than not. There might have been a blip in the second half against Arizona when Duke allowed a run, but there wasn't a lot of drama in their 100-93 win. This offense is so efficient, and there's a very likely chance that they won't give up any turnovers for Bama to convert into any points. Everyone knows that what Flagg can do on the court and how he impacts winning at all phases for Duke. Not including the ACC tournament where he was injured and missed the rest of the tournament, he scored single digits only 3 times in his freshman season, all of which came against mid-major opponents where Duke won by at least 22 points. Malik Brown also returned to action, where he was back to the rotation in the Arizona game. This is huge news as Duke gets back one of the most elite defenders in the NCAA heading into this tournament game. We're spot at San Antonio on the line. We go over to our starting fives. We begin with the designated visitors, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Starting at the point guard is Mark Sears, wearing number 1. LeBaron Philon at the number 2 at shooting guard. Chris Youngblood, the transfer from South Florida, at small forward. Grant Nelson standing at power forward. Previously played for North Dakota State. And at center is Cliff Omoruyi from Benin City, Nigeria. Previously he played for Rutgers. That's your starting 5 for the Tide. For Duke, their starting 5 goes like this. Shooting guard is Zion James, a transfer from Tulane as a graduate student, hailing from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Tyrese Proctor at the shooting guard. At the small forward is Con Canupo from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Cooper Flagg at power forward. And to round out the rotation is Kaman Malawak, who hails from South Sudan and coming over from the NBA Global Academy in Africa, located in Senegal, starting at center. So these 2 coaches, Nate Oates and John Shire, two of the best coaches right now. Oates, in his 6th year of Alabama, 10th year coaching overall. Shire, in his 3rd year coaching, but already has established himself as one of the NCAA's best. After taking over the reins from Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, after his final season in 2022. Shire was a standout Duke player during his time as a player for them. He even led them to the way to a national championship in 2010 over the Gordon Hayward-led Butler Bulldogs. 61-59 that year's tournament, 2010, in which Hayward almost made a half-court shot at the buzzer. So as we go onto this game, between these two, a lot of drama is to be figured out. Who is going to be up front? and who is going to get out to the faster start. Our only confirmed referee is Terry Oglesby. He's going to be the crew chief for tonight's game in all essence. Both Sears and Flagg average 19 points per game and are among the nation's elite at scoring. As we go to the rosters between these two, LeBaron Philon, number 0 from Mobile, Alabama, freshman guard, 6'4", 177. Mark Sears from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He's a graduate student, one of many on this Alabama roster. Aiden Holloway from Charlotte, North Carolina. Prolific, playing high school at Prolific Prep, and is an Auburn transfer. Sears is the first of the guards on this roster to be on the starting lineup. Holloway, Alabama's best player off the bench. Grant Nelson, previously played for North Dakota State before transferring to Alabama. 6'4", 230 pounds from Devils Lake, North Dakota. As I did mention, Latrell Wrightsell Jr., he is out for the year with an Achilles injury. Played for Omaha. He played for Cal State Fullerton previously. Chris Youngblood, a South Florida transfer, 6'4", 223 pounds from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He's a hometown kid. Mohamed Diobate from Queens, New York. Went to Putnam Science Academy. The guard standing at 6'7", 215, wearing number 10. Youngblood, number 8. Nelson, number 4. Wrightsell, number 3. Holloway, number 2. The number 11 is Quiff Omoruyi, 6'11", 250. He's a center. Jaron Stevenson, another bench player, 6'11", 215, from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Aiden Sherrill, number 22, forward, 6'10", 240, from Detroit, Michigan. Nos Cunningham, red-shirted, so he's ineligible. 6'7", 175 pounds, he's a forward, number 24. Darion Reed, number 35, 6'8", 220, freshman, from Grovetown, Georgia. To round out this roster, Max Sharnowski from Elgin, Illinois, wearing number 45, 6'6", 205. Houston Mollett, another red shirt, wearing the number 95, a guard, standing at 6'5", 200, from Alameda, California. And Duke's roster goes like this: Caleb Foster, wearing number 1, guard from Harrisburg, North Carolina, standing 6'5", 202. Cooper Flagg is from Newport, Maine, committed to Duke to play for John Shire, standing 6'9", 205. Can play either the guard or the forward position. There's a lot of versatility on this Duke roster. He's not the only one who can play both guard and forward. Isaiah Evans can do that as well, wearing number 3 from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 6'6", 175. Tyrese Proctor from Sydney, New South Wales in Australia, coming over from the NBA Global Academy in Australia. Malik Brown, wearing number 6 from Culpeper, Virginia. Took the drive down here to Durham, played for the Blue Devils. Forward standing at 6'9", 222. Concanoople from Milwaukee, another guard/forward standing at 6'7", 217. Number 8 is Darren Harris, who's from Herndon, Virginia. Playing high school ball at St. Paul the 6th, 6'6", 203, another guard/forward. Malawak, a center, 7'2", 250 pounds. Coming over from the NBA Global Academy in Africa, located in Senegal. Cameron Sheffield, number 13, from Alpharetta, Georgia. Transferred from Rice as another guard/forward. Zion James, the point guard, 6'6", 220, from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Transferred from Tulane. He's not the only transfer on this roster. Mason Gillis transferred from Purdue. 6'6", 225 pounds. One of many graduate students alongside Sheffield, James, and Neil Begovich, who wears number 20, who transferred from Stanford, 6'9", 230, though he's listed as a guard, and from San Francisco, California. Patrick Nyongba II from Manassas, Virginia. Another player who played at St. Paul VI High School. Center standing at 6'11", 250. Stanley Borda, number 52, from Istanbul, Turkey. The center standing at 7'0", 241 pounds. And Spencer Hubbard, number 55, the only player who's shorter than 6 feet on the roster. 5'8", 157 pounds. A graduate student from Los Angeles. Played high school ball at Harvard Westlake. So as we are inching closer to this game, still no confirmation on the other two referees. So as of now, going over to playoff field, do remember that the Flyers, they fired John Tortorella. Matvei Michkov, in turn, has went off for 4 goals and 1 assist in the 2 games afterwards. He had 2 against the Sabres for Philadelphia on their schedule in their first game afterwards, and 2 against Montreal. Montreal looking for an unlikely playoff berth. The Canadians, that is, not the Flyers. Michkov has a second straight 2-goal outing in this game against Buffalo. These 2 teams between Duke and Alabama are powerhouses. A lot of Duke players have made the trip. These 2 teams fighting for a spot in the Final Four. This is the Elite 8. The Blue Devils playing at the home of the New Jersey Devils. Or Newark, New Jersey. Winner goes to San Antonio, loser goes home. A lot of Blue Devils fans here. They are loyal and they travel very well. Nate Oates and John Shire having some words for their teams in advance for this game. It's going to be a very fun showdown here at New Jersey. So as we are moments away from the tip-off, we are getting closer towards it. So the Blues on the verge of clinching an unlikely playoff spot. They have been on fire ever since the All-Star break. And they got their 14th win since the All-Star break. Jordan Binnington with 28 saves. It's actually the Four Nations break. 9 straight games where they recorded at least a point. The Devils beat the Wild 5-2 earlier today. It's courtesy of 3 goals in the third period. Nico Hischier scoring a hat trick, 1 goal. And as we're getting closer, Chris Youngblood is getting set. And Cooper Flagg on his final moments at the huddle up. John Shire in his 3rd year as Duke's head coach for record 88-21. This is his 2nd Elite 8 appearance. His boys lost last year at the hands of the NC State Wolfpack. Nate Oates his 2nd consecutive Elite 8 appearance. His boys bested the Clemson Tigers last year. 2 surprise teams last year, but this year, Alabama is not a surprise anymore. They are for real. They are back and ready. Mark Sears, Cooper Flagg, home makes a trip to San Antonio. Everyone settled in onto center court. A lot of Duke fans here in attendance, but has a fair share of Alabama fans here as well. To tip off, and we're underway. Duke gets the first possession. Bama has the arrow. In the regional final here at Newark, it is Flagg. He'll open things up for Proctor. Proctor with Sears on him, going back for Flagg. Roger Aries, one of the 3 officials, and Flagg immediately makes his mark. Flagg's 1 for 3, no pun intended. This is Bama's 3rd Elite 8 appearance in program history. First time where they are making consecutive Elite 8s. They're seeking to advance to the Final Four in consecutive years for the first time in school history. Mark Sears is closed off, going to the inside. James is on him. He'll kick it out to Youngblood. Or rather, it's Phylon. Phylon at the left hash. He'll move it over. From the left hash, Bama's looking for options. Sears has to put up a deep shot. Oh, that went off the backboard. And Duke will pick this one up off the 30-second violation. Sears wants to get the up-tempo going here. And in this first possession, the shot clock didn't fare Bama's way. So now Duke will have a chance to answer back. This is their 25th Elite 8 appearance in program history. 14 straight victories. As such, 16-18 Final Four appearance in program history. Flagg. He'll look at the right side. He has Grant Nelson on him. Flagg spins. And he's going to look. Drops back at the right hash. And a travel is going to be called. A lot of size here for the Blue Devils. But if they're not careful, then they may be running themselves into foul trouble given that they are one of the tallest teams in the nation. So already Flagg has a turnover after that 30-second violation. Flagg is the first Duke player of 30 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in an NCAA tournament game. And maybe that success can transfer over to the NBA when all is said and done. So Bama had to reach back after a little poke by the Blue Devils. Here's Sears on the left, kicked it out. Here's Nelson, decides not to shoot the free. Goes inside, the tip in. Cliff Amori gets things started for the Tide. Now here's the Blue Devils. Which one of their firepower scorers will go? This time it's Knuppel, who lays this one off the glass. Con Knuppel, another freshman, getting this party started for the boys from Durham. Backing up is Sears. Sears delivers one to Omori. Omori missed the dunk! And it'll be James pulling this one down. Here's Knuppel at the right wing side, now moving to the right hash. Spinning back. Rimmed out. Offensive rebound to Malawak. Knuppel tries one from free. Bank shot. Con Knuppel. Malawak's apple. That's the third field goal by Duke, and Sears will answer back in kind. Mark Sears, or rather, that is Philon who answers back, not Sears. LeBaron Philon, the Mobile, Alabama native. Moving back is Flagg, who will look from the logo. Duke has won 14 straight games, and that free point will help them. Tyrese Proctor gets the party going here for the Blue Devils. The free party so far. Free for free from free. Oh, knocked away. Here come the Blue Devils. Proctor lays it in. Already in transition. Duke is putting on a show. The Australian. 5 points so far. It's been his night. Sears. That almost was poked away by Proctor. Right corner free from Nelson. Rimmed out. And this was a rebound that's saved. Nearly turned over. And Duke will move this one back. Malawak leads the way on the left side. It is Proctor. On the right side, James. Closed off at the paint. Kicks it out. Frees up Flagg. Now it's Proctor. Proctor. Who's he set up? Left corner, James. James spins, turns, tries to lay it. And that'll be Duke ball as it was last touched by Omori. Cliff Omori. So through the tournament, Alabama defeated BYU 113-108 and Duke defeated Arizona 100-93. It's the fifth time in the tournament that two teams facing one another after each team scored at least 100 points in each of their previous games. These offenses are clicking and are on fire. Which one will show out? Here's Flagg. Rimmed out, and this rebound is pulled down by Philon. On the far side, Sears lost the handle. Duke is able to save it. Here is James leading the way. Zion James. Oh, he wanted to lay that one up. Our first whistle of this game on a Bama foul. Turnovers here are huge for Duke, as Tyrese Proctor made that one count on the pickpocketed pass. We'll be right back in a moment. 7 top 2 seeds have reached the Elite 8 this year. 4 SEC teams have done and so. Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Auburn. One is number 1 seeded Florida defeated Texas Tech, number 3 seed in the West region. Texas Tech led by 10 points with less than 5 minutes to go and 9 points with 2:55 to go. Florida mounted an insane comeback on the way to an impossible victory. Basically, a what in the world moment. This is one of those what in the world moments. I'm going to be back here as it's going to be 2 free throws for the Blue Devils. So 2 free throws are made as I had to fast forward because my computer was acting up. Alabama is facing their largest deficit in the tournament. Yeah, my computer was a little slow. So now, here comes Bama. It's free on the way. Good. A couple frees so far in this Sweet 16 for Omori. So there's a triple there for Bama to get them within 7. The 10-point deficit is the largest they face, but this Duke team is so talented. Ball's deflected out. A big mistake by the Blue Devils that time around. But there is a big three-pointer from the point by Aiden Sherrill. Came onto the court. 6'10". On the left is Sears. 3 turnovers for Bama as opposed to 2. Another free on the way for the point. Bank shot. It's a 4-point game. Sherrill loves that spot to begin with. Drop pass off from Foster to Flagg. It is Knuppel. Knuppel is backed up. Defers it over to the left wing. Cooper Flagg moves over to the left hash. He spins, a half spin, mid-range shot, pulls up. Rebound saved by Malawak. It is taken away by the Tide. Spinning around and dropping it back on the left wing. The free is too far. And this rebound is going to be grabbed by Caleb Foster. That was Mo Diabate. Now the handoff, the layup is in. Cooper Flagg plants the flag at the court. 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting. Handoff left side, Sherrill is closed off. Sherrill moves it over, and here's Sears. Sears back for Sherrill. Sherrill has another open look. It's too far this time. Rebound is grabbed by Diabate. Diabate is fouled, and this one bounced out. He's going to shoot the first free throws for the Crimson Tide. Last time around, there was no foul against Alabama, but in transition, Caleb Foster sees the approaching Cooper Flagg, defers it over to him as Foster is closed off on the double. 6'5" from Harrisburg, North Carolina. Diabate sees this one, gets the contact, and draws this foul right onto him. That's where Diabate is going to take advantage of. 6'7", 215 pounds. He's an 80% shooter on the field. Diabate is a 60% free throw shooter. Diabate's a lefty. First one is in. So remember, the winner of this game will head to San Antonio. I originally wanted to call it the Houston versus Purdue game. However, because of other plans, I had to cancel calling that game. It was a 62-60 win by the Cougars. It advanced to the Elite 8 where they'll play tomorrow. Second shot. Good. Alabama is the 2 seed out the SEC. It's actually the first meeting between these two schools. The first meeting since 2013 when Duke had Jabari Parker. Nyongba is looking from the point and will look to set it up front, and a slam. Isaiah Evans. Excuse me if my computer is slow, but I don't want this to ruin any moments. 8 points in the paint for the Blue Devils, and moving in is one of Bama's guys. Kick back out all the way from the free throw line. Yes, sir. Aiden Holloway. Bama's top bench producer gets on the board for the Crimson Tide. Backed up all the way is Foster. Proctor tried to sell it. It's moved up from Foster to the left wing to Nyongba. Now it's Proctor. Proctor, mid-range shot, goes! Tyrese Proctor answers the call from the far side. Bama wants to get things up and running. It is at the left wing. Now a handoff. Chris Youngblood will look to a cutting Diabate. Diabate rolled out, but there was a foul on the entry. Well, actually, it's going to be a travel against Bama. So another turnover against Nate Oates' squad. These two teams are high-scoring teams. You can expect a high-scoring shootout. In transition, what a feed onto the inside to a cutting Isaiah Evans. Proctor at the left. Now at the right side is Foster. Foster looks towards Flagg. Cooper Flagg delivers. Left wing free. Short. It was a deep one though. But now on the other way as Bama looks to answer back. The layup bounced out, but there's a foul. LeBaron Philon. There was a push with Philon going on the way inside. And the Mobile, Alabama native is going to shoot two. So that's twice they're going to the line. But whenever you have a tall team, there's always the risk of shooting free throws. On the other if the other team shoots free throws. If you're the tallest team in the nation, as Sears is sitting down now. So Nate Oates wants to get his guys up and energized. No free throws actually. And to the inside, this pass is towards the direction of Diabate. Here is Holloway. Holloway delivers it. No, he doesn't. Foster's layup blocked away by Diabate, and Bama picks it up. Here they come with a pace. Up the middle is Aiden Holloway, who backs up with Flagg on him. Philon will get it back from Omori. Philon delivers it off to Holloway and gets the return. Philon, no screen as there's a switch. Philon gets the edge, steps around from the free throw line, bounced up and out. Flagg pulls down the rebound. Cooper Flagg, in transition, intercepted. Bama goes back the other way, and from the far hash, this one's laid in. A turnover by the Crimson Tide, and their defense, which is not talked about a lot, gets a taste of success here. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league for as much as their offense gets the attention here. Youngba finds a cutting Foster. What a feed, what a layup. Patrick Nyongba to Caleb Foster. This is kicked out, and Omori is fouled on the layup, and so this leads us to the second official timeout. Hopefully, we'll have lesser actions of my computer slowing down action, because this has not been a good showing for my laptop. We'll be right back in just a moment. This Elite Eight matchup already off to a hot start. 23-17, Blue Devils lead. Sherrill with 6 points, hitting 2 3-pointers. Tyrese Proctor with 7 points. So Aiden Sherrill, the Detroit, Michigan native, is a freshman. And over the timeout, John Shire got the interview from Allie LaForce. On TNT Sports, Duke with 4 turnovers tonight. They averaged 5.7 turnovers per game in the first 3 tournament games. But already they have 4 turnovers. This Alabama defense, for as much as people want to talk about how much they're giving up points, because the offense operates at one of the fastest paces in the game, and Bama's comfortable with that, they have one of the best defenses in the nation, and not a lot of people are talking about that. First shot is good on the free throws for Diabate. It's a 5-point deficit for the Crimson Tide. It's actually Cliff Omoruyi, the Nigerian. Second shot. Bounced up and in. That took several bounces on the inside the rim. But that was a wild one. Shire is the second head coach to reach 2 Elite Eights in his first 3 seasons in NCAA history. Flagg is on the bench. James on the court. It's a feed on to Knuppel. Alley-oop to Malawak. Oh my. That's how they get the job done. On the far wing, centering it up, it's Phylon who backs up. Now wants to speed things up. Phylon on the left side goes back for Sears. Mark Sears, who delivers it over. Sherrill passes up an open free, delivers it back. A free on the way, bounced up and out. Nelson pulls it down. Can't make this count. Duke gets this one back. Zion James leads the way. Up the right side, we're approaching the halfway mark. As Evans was closed off, Malawak will go back for James. James with a pace on the right hash. Quick trigger, lays it. Zion James with a big boy move, standing 6'6", transferred from Tulane. Right corner free for Bama. Can't get it, but a tough rebound for 2 Blue Devils. Another free. Too far. Third offensive rebound as it's grabbed by Sherrill. Jump ball. Bama arrow. This is one of the most difficult plays to make as Knuppel lobs it up for Kaman Malawak to set things up. 2 plays in a row as James got the lob to the inside. As everything was almost closed off. Bama to trigger this one in. It's delivered from Sherrill towards Youngblood. Youngblood will deliver it back. Sears towards the paint. Bounced up and intercepted. On the court now is Gillis, the Purdue transfer. James will start things up from the March Madness logo. Gets the feed back from Malawak. James once again at the right hash. Does he do the same play again? No, he's going to kick it out to Knuppel. Corner free. Oh, wow. Knuppel on a lights out show of 8 points. Bama needs to answer here. It is delivered over from Phylon and then back. He gets it back. Fakes out a man. Phylon, crafty with it. A double move. Nelson passes up a free on the corner. Sears. Sears to the right. Mark Sears. Rejected by Malawak. Wow. Malawak. An animal in the paint as Sears was met by a vicious force by the 7'2" center. Sears is not getting those open looks, but he has to keep that cool when anything is not given to him. Right wing free on the way here for Bama. Yes, sir! Right after the Malawak block, answering the call was Chris Youngblood. Their 4th three-pointer, but that's their 11th try on the free. Duke has fired 5 threes, making 4 of them. They've been very efficient. Flagg can't get it. Nelson takes it away from him. And now it's Phylon who delivers it over quickly. Phylon. He is bumped by Gillis. 8:35 to play in this half. Cooper Flagg gets back onto the court as Evans subs out. along with Gillis. So Sears is going to inbound this one in. Malawak to defend. A full foot taller than Sears is Malawak, as the officials are making sure that the shot clock is correct. But already, Duke has 4 fouls. Of course, as I mentioned, when you're a taller team, the disadvantage is that you're going to be facing foul trouble. It is LeBaron Philon. Back to Mark Sears. Philon fires the free away. Short. And Gillis will scoop it up. Or actually, it's Evans, or rather Proctor. It's twice now that I confuse people. On the left wing, the free there. Bounced up and out. Nelson gets another rebound. And quickly delivers it over to the far side for one of his teammates. That's Sears. Sears back for Nelson. Nelson will look and continue to look. Sears one more time. Sears. And Knuppel, he got a hand on him. Knuppel got a hand onto the ball to snag this one away. Got up and hung onto the ball and never let it go. Sears tried to sell the contact. The officials were not fooled. Jump ball. Duke will have it when we come back. Back here, as Malawak got one of the meanest blocks right on Mark Sears. So Bama is struggling to begin this off. However, they'll be back to defend one of the best defensive teams in the nation, as Knuppel tangled up Sears. And one of the most intelligent plays so far in this game is Knuppel tangled him up one-handed. Would not let go of the basketball. We're back here from Newark in the East Regional Final. 3 on the way. Bounced up and out. Here's Bama. They're going coast to coast here with Philon. Philon drop back. Sears is free. Short. Nelson fighting for the rebound, but lost out to Malawak. Here is Knuppel. Knuppel going 1-on-1 with Philon. Knuppel lays one up and good. And one. Knuppel getting things going with the 16 points in the paint for the Blue Devils. And so far, the Sweet 16 is on for the Women's March Madness. Though we already got over and done with the Men's March Madness. Knuppel with 10 points. Chance to make it 11 for him. 4-7 shooting. Knuppel with the M1. Good. How about this kid? This team having a lot of NBA caliber talent. Flagg, Knuppel, Proctor being three of them. On the right side, it is Holloway. Holloway will backs up. Holloway, Nelson. Nelson waits at the right wing. Nelson will drop it back over to Phylon. Phylon to the paint. He'll deliver it backwards. Youngblood. Nelson waits. Makes a man miss. Now fires the free and rattled out. Flagg pulls down the rebound. And two players crash right behind them. Going down like bowling pins. So it's 4-on-4 for the moment. Flagg scoops around and scores. Nate Oates wants to use his first timeout. And Duke is running and rolling with this. They are on a mission right now. Win by any means necessary. And if it means have Bama get distracted by the collision that's behind them, so be it. We'll be back. Bama and Duke. In what is hyped up to be an offensive showdown, so far Duke has a talent advantage around them. The home of the New Jersey Devils, three-time Stanley Cup champions, winning it in 1995, 2000, and 2003. In the years of Martin Brodeur, Patrick Elias, Ken Danico, Scott Stevens, and Scott Niedermeyer back in those days. Mark Sears in the regional semifinal, he had 34 points on 10-16 shooting. So far, he's getting shut down entirely. No points by this point in time. And there's 6:43 to go in the first half. So he's on the bench now. How Nate Oates answer, but he gets tall guys onto the court. It's layup blocked away by Flagg. It goes out of bounds. What an animal. Flagg gets the hand on the way. Flagg gets the hand on the way. Oh, that attempt led by Mo Diabate, the Queens, New York native, as he was looking towards the inside. Flagg was in position on the spot. No points for Bama in the last 2:27 and counting. Diabate doesn't get the last laugh on Flagg. He'll try him again. Flagg gets the upper hand on him again. It's going to be Duke ball. Last touch by Bama. Wow. As Diabate wanted to get an open look, but all it did was touch the glass. Flagg swats this one away. Malawak with 2 blocks. Got a hand onto the ball. And Zion James will look to set up this next play. Thrown away. Intended for Malawak. John Shire, Duke's standout player of the 2010 National Championship run. The head coach now, taking the reins from Coach K. But as opposed to getting faced off against another top NCAA head coach. A free, rimmed out. Flagg pulls it down, and he'll lead it for James. James from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Lost it. And back comes Bama. Farhash centering up. Good. Whoa, what a move there from Aiden Sherrill, who was moving coastline to coastline. On the right wing is James, who tries to lose his man. Tyrese Proctor, alley-oop to Malawak. Low out here to dare to answer back. Both his field goals are dunks. Pass one-handed down by Aiden Holloway. He'll defer to the right wing. A shake and bake. Back to Holloway. A deep free. Oh my! Aiden Holloway knocks it down from Montgomery. 5:06 to play in the half. He's already got 5 points. Aiden Holloway answers back with a deep tray. And it was more so of logo ball. Tyrese Proctor knew he was closed off. So he goes to Malawak, who showed no fear in slamming that down. Cooper Flagg got back to the play just in time and tried to defend that. And Malawak will sit down for the sequence, earning himself a well-earned rest. From the logo, it is Foster, who delivers the Flagg. Mid-range shot. Rattled out. That's going to be a foul on Nyongba on the loose ball foul. So Bama will go back with this unscathed. There's a lot to go for in the Sweet 16 in March Madness. So we're getting back onto action. Just returning from the brief break. So 4 number ones make it to the Elite 8. Sears, Holloway, Nelson. Nelson with the answer. So Bama catches one in on the slam. On a thunder jam. Timeout Duke. They want to stop the momentum from Bama here. Mark Sears finding Grant Nelson. And while Sears has not scored just yet, Nelson chiming in. We'll return. Duke leads 37-29 here at Newark at the home of the New Jersey Devils, where the lead is with the Blue Devils. How ironic is that? 2 Devils thriving at the Prudential Center, and both of them play different sports. This is the Duke Blue Devils men's basketball team here at the Prudential Center. Duke has been ferocious on offense. They know how to shoot from anywhere, but don't count out this Bama team. Backdoor options and already free dunks for this Duke team. 2 of them from Malawak. On the point, it is Khan Knuppel. Knuppel delivers it over left. Malik Brown getting his first minutes for Duke. Tyrese Proctor. Brown just came back from injury. He played against Arizona. Flagg couldn't lay this one off the glass. It's going to be grabbed by the Crimson Tide. Down to the near side. Backing up now is Phylon, who makes Knuppel miss. Phylon retreats back to the point for the free. Bounced up. And his fight for the loose ball. It's going to be won by Duke. Foster will deliver far side for Flagg. Flagg goes back. Proctor, extra pass. Already is closed off. Knuppel, loose a man, is free. Bounced up several times and Bama pulls it down. Here is Phylon. Phylon on the right wing. He'll retreat back for a moment. Now goes inside. Finds a cutting Nelson. What a play. Another rim rocker for Grant Nelson as he goes up. And Bama on a 9-2 run the last 2:22. Up front is Flagg. The Bama student section coming alive here. Flagg. Flagg from the free throw line. Moves up. Off the glass. Rimmed out. And this ball is loose. It's going to be picked up by Duke. Feed to Flagg. He's doubled up. Flagg will send it back. The 3-pointer left side. Yes, sir. That will silence the Bama noise. And it's Caleb Foster. But will be silenced for Longdo. Here's the free on the left wing side. No answer there. This rebound is pulled down by Flagg. Is John Shire's team going to answer back here to continue to further silence it? Here's Proctor. Bama got a hand on it, but there was a foul. Tyrese Proctor will shoot 2 on the line. But an excellent job finding the cuts here for Bama. And excellent concentration by both of these teams. It's 40-31. Duke still leading. Getting back here for 2 Duke free throws. Bama cut it to within 6, but chances are we will not see the last of these two teams. Florida advances to the Final Four, rallying from down 10 with less than 5 minutes to go, and down 9 with less than 3 minutes to go to complete a miraculous comeback. And even though the Gators getting a memorable moment in San Francisco, they'll be faced with one more test, and that's going to be the winner of the South region between Auburn and Michigan State. 2:42 to go here in this first half. Cooper Flagg will check back in. Nate Oates getting his game plans out. The crazy things have happened before. Can Alabama pull off the upset? Tyrese Proctor has averaged 17 points per game so far in this tournament, shooting 70% for free, sinking the first one. This kid is something else. NBA caliber talent. Expect NBA caliber plays from when he steps onto the court. Second shot. Rattles out. Took 2 bounces off the rim. And Nelson will get things started for the Tide. Here comes Phylon. Phylon moves it on the left side. He's forced all the way back. Sears is rather not Phylon. Sears will cut inside. Baseline. Poked out. With 14 to shoot. Bama will get another chance. So there's a breather. As Chris Youngblood is right here by the Duke bench, guarded by Con Canoopel. Going to be inbounded in. Nelson wanted to get himself available and does. Nelson is watched by Foster. Sears gets back into the action. Youngblood sets the screen. Sears, mid-range shot. Inside. The first 2 points for Sears on the night with 2:10 to go here in the first. Duke needing to answer. And now it's on his 4th shot. Sears against Foster, number 1 on number 1. Baseline, Proctor passes up on the open shot available. And here's Malik Brown. Almost gave that one up. Proctor saves it. 8 to shoot. Cooper Flagg. And it's going to be a foul here, and he makes the practice shot on the step back. Nate Oates. Heated. The Cooper Flagg has been on a tear so far in this NCAA season. So far, it's been the best player in the NCAA this year. Flagg stepping back right after the foul. 1:50 to go, and Oates visibly upset. Each team has used up 1 timeout. Cliff Omori will sub out in the place of Aiden Sherrill. So Flagg will be at the line. Went to Montverde Academy and high school ball. 2 points and 2 assists so far for Flagg. No free throws. Flagg is open. He moves over to the baseline. Flagg spins, turns. Is rejected. A crash at this ball. Con Canoopel gets called for a foul against him when fighting for the loose ball. And Shire wants an explanation. He thought this was going to be a jump ball. Alabama had the arrow. And Canoopel, Shire thought that it should have been a foul against Bama for the no contact earlier. He thought that should have been called. Alabama goes back with Nelson. With 1:35 and a half. On the right side is Phylon. Phylon. Shake and bake at the right wing. Sears. Will speed on down the side. Phylon left open the free. Short. And his rebounds and rush for the ball. Volleyball slams. Duke trying to get open. But they run out of room. And Foster will have to wait. Foster shakes. Foster bakes. Is fouled on the entry to the basket. It will be the 5th Bama foul here. Both teams have been relatively disciplined. 1:14 to go. Most of the shot selections in the regional semis have been 3-pointers. 25 of 31. That's a lot to work there, and they made 25 3-pointers. But this is a different story against Duke. Different personnel on the floor. And certain matchups can play to your advantage, others cannot. This one certainly doesn't. Canoopel inside. Malawak closed off. Nelson closing him up. Malawak gets the volley off the window anyway. 1:02 to go in the half. Up to 6 points, Malawak. Sears waits. Has Duke with 22 points in the paint. Bama has 12. Nelson slips. Sears still has the ball. A pump fake. And now moving up on this layup. It bounces in for Aiden Holloway. No, Chris Youngblood. Back to an 8-point game with 40 to go. And it's a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Bama 13 of 34. Duke 17 of 31. The Blue Devils have been super and hyper efficient. Cooper Flagg has 7 points. He's going to call the shots here. Looking to speed the offense up with 10 on the clock. Flagg down the baseline. Flagg rolls it in. He gets the contact, and with the layup, he'll shoot the and one with 16.1. This kid's amazing. He adjusts and draws the contact, going from his right to the left. He's showing off here that skill. Drawing the contact and is smart with the shot selection. 45 points in the first half. And when we go to the halftime report, we'll take a look at the scores at halftime. Flagg to shoot one right after this. Make on the layup. This shot, it's good. This man, there's no words to describe him. 10 points already, and he already has 5 rebounds. Bama running down clock. They get the offense started now. Sears, close off, delivers baseline. Nelson lays it in. And that's going to do it for the first half. Grant Nelson beats the clock by a second to bring this to a 9-point game at halftime. Sears, the playmaker, showing up when Sears, the scorer, is closed off defensively. It's a 46-37 Duke lead at halftime. Bama looking to head back to the Final Four for a second straight year. Duke wanting to return to the Final Four for the first time since Coach K's final year. I'm Alec Nava. We'll be right back with scores of March Madness around the NCAA in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, plus some NCAA ice hockey scores throughout the tournament. We'll be right back. Welcome to the halftime report. I'm Alec Nava, where Duke leads 46-37 at halftime. Winner goes to San Antonio for the Final Four. And at the half, let's review the stats 11 points for Concanupo on 4 of 9 shooting. Another player who's 4 of 9 shooting is Cooper Flagg, who has 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. This guy is so special. Tyrese Proctor, another NBA caliber player, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 3 rebounds, and 6 points for Kaman Maluak with 3 rebounds and 2 blocks. 4 of those points came on dunks. Balanced scoring for Alabama will feature a variety of shooters. 6 points each for Grant Nelson and Aiden Sherrill. Nelson had 5 rebounds. Sherrill, 2 of 4 from 3 and 2 rebounds. 5 points each for Aiden Holloway, LeBaron Philon, and Chris Youngblood. Philon with 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Youngblood, 2 rebounds. Holloway hit one of those 3-pointers. Counted for 3 points of his 5. 4 points for Cliff Omori. 2 each for Mark Sears, Darion Reed, and Mo Diabate. So that's your scoring. And throughout the team stats, Alabama's 14 of 35 from the field, Duke 18 of 32. From 3, Bama's 5 of 19, Duke 5 of 9. From the free throw line, Bama's a perfect 4-4, Duke 5 of 6. Rebounds, Duke has a slight edge, 18 to 17. Assists are even up at 10. Steals, 4 free Duke. Blocks are tied at 3. Turnovers tied at 6. Fast break points, 6 for Duke. Point to the paint, 24 to 16, Duke. So everything is evenly matched between these two teams except for points to the paint, in which Duke is having the advantage on. They're also having the advantage on 3-point shots. And so we go to the Sweet 16 recaps. So Florida downs Maryland 87 to 71 after Maryland got a buzzer beater on Derek Queen's uncalled travel. Florida put them away behind a 15-point effort from Will Richards, an all-around effort. 15 from Richard, 14 from Elijah Martin, 13 from Walter Clayton Jr., 12 from Denzel Aberdeen, 13 from Thomas Ho, and 10 from Ruben Chinyelu. 8 rebounds from Chinyelu, with Clayton adding 4 assists. An all-around effort. Queen with 27 points to lead the Terrapins, despite the loss. 5 rebounds as Julian Reese with 8 rebounds, 12 points. 17 from Jacoby Gillespie. Duke, an outstanding effort. 193 over Arizona, with Cooper planting the flag for 30 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. A complete effort. The first time in program history that a Duke player has put up 35 and 5 in a March Madness game. Concanupo added 20 with 4 boards and 3 assists. Zion James with 16 points, 4 assists. Kaman Maluak with 13 points. Caleb Love had a game-high 35 points on 11 of 21 shooting, 5-11 from 3. And he's been the best player for the Wildcats so far at the former UNC Tar Heel. Alabama took out BYU 113 to 86 on 113-88 and what has been a 3-point shooting clinic for them. They have fired a 3-pointer. They fired the free 51 times in that game, making 25 of them. Mark Sears accounted for 10 of those threes on the way to 34 points and 8 assists. Chris Youngblood had 5 threes, 19 points. And Aiden Holloway with 23 points, 6 threes. It's a free party over at York there. And Richie Saunders, 25 points for BYU, despite the loss on 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. Texas Tech was down by 16 on John Calipari. And the Arkansas Razorbacks, they erased the deficit, forced overtime, and won 85-83. And it was JT Toppin with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks on the way to the victory. 20 points for Darion Williams. Christian Anderson with 22 points, 7 of 14 shooting. Kevin Overton with 12 points. Arkansas with 30 points with John L. Davis, 6 rebounds. DJ Wagner with 13 points. What a brutal loss for Arkansas, though. And in the Friday games, Auburn downing Michigan 78-65 on the way to a Sweet 16 victory in a big effort. 22 points from Johnny Broome, 16 rebounds, 2 steals. One of the best players in the nation. Denver Jones with 20 points. And Tahad Pettifer with 20 points. Huge gains all around Danny Wolf with 20 points. As Dusty May's first year at Michigan comes to a close. Michigan State, Auburn's opponent in the Elite Eight, got a tight win over the Ole Miss Rebels, 73-70. Shout out to Patrick Rutsch, our resident MSU fan in the Patrick's Happy Hour Network. 20 points, 6 rebounds for Jace Richardson. 13 points for Jaden Akins. 15 for Cohen Carr. Akins, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. To withstand a 24-point effort from Sean Padula with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on the way to that victory. Houston downing Purdue 62-60 off controversial late calls. Milos Uzan gets a late bucket with 1 second left to lift Houston to victory. At the last moment, he went off for 22 points, 6 assists. Emmanuel Sharp with 17 points. Though it was Houston with Uzan leading the way. 12 rebounds for Jawan Roberts. 16 points for Fletcher Lawyer despite the Purdue loss. 14 points for Trey Kaufman-Wren. 15 assists for Braden Smith, an elite player in the NCAA. The Kentucky Wildcats, in their first year under Mark Pope, their season comes to a close at the hands of the Tennessee Volunteers, who were at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse the other day to support their alum Dalton Connect during the Lakers buzzer-beating victory over the Indiana Pacers. The Vols get the win at the Lucas Oil Stadium of efforts from Zakai Ziegler, 18 points and 10 assists, Chaz Lanier with 17 points, and Jordan Gainey with 16 points. Kentucky gets 18 from Lamont Butler with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 for Amari Williams, despite the loss. And right now, it is halftime between Duke and Alabama. So far, it is all quiet on the women's front because this slate is not done yet. However, we have 3 games that are final and one about to be. The Texas Longhorns down to Tennessee Lady Vols 67-59 with standout efforts from Madison Booker, 17 points, to lead the way for the Longhorns. Jordan Lee, 13 points. Brianna Preston, 12 points. Taylor Jones, 12 points. And for Tennessee, Ruby Whitehorn, 16 points. Z Spearman, 13 points. Despite the loss. TCU with a 71-62 win over Notre Dame to advance to the Elite Eight. This is the Sweet 16. And for TCU, they get Haley Van Lith going, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Transfer from LSU, previously with Louisville. 21 points for Sedona Prince with 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 6 blocks, a game high. Agnes Emanopu with 2 steals, 3 blocks. 13 points for Madison Connor. For Notre Dame, they get 17 points from Liatu King, 10 rebounds, 15 from Hannah Hidalgo to close out the season. And UConn defeats Oklahoma 82-59. In Paige Becker's final season, she drops a career-high 40 points. One of the best talents in the NCAA and possibly a number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. 6 rebounds for Beckers. Hold off an Oklahoma team that gets 16 from Peyton Verhulst. So the final result, USC is going to down Kansas State. But we go over to yesterday's results before we get to this. Duke and North Carolina, this rivalry is notable, but this game in the women's side, not so much. It was rather a snooze fest, with Duke getting a 47-38 victory. 12 points from Oluchi Okanawa. 12 rebounds off the bench. 10 points for Ashwan Jackson among the starting 5. UNC's leading scorer was Alyssa Ustby. 9 points, 10 rebounds. Oof, that was not a good game. South Carolina, 71-67 over Maryland in their win yesterday. They get the win by way of 15 points from Chloe Kitts, 23 from Malaysia for Wiley on 9-17 shooting. An efficient effort from Don Staley's crew, the reigning national champions. 17 points for Kayleen Smichael, 12 each from Ali Kubek, and 12 from Sarah Tabiasu. On the victory for South Carolina. LSU holds off NC State 80-73, and their win yesterday with 80 points from Anissa Morrow, 21 from Samia Smith, and 19 from Michaela Williams. 19 rebounds for Morrow, 11 for Smith, 8 for Williams with 6 assists on a big win. Zoe Brooks with 21 for NC State, 12 for Aziaha James, and 13 for Zamaria Jones. And UCLA downs Ole Miss 76-62 in their win yesterday. Their win courtesy of 31 points from Lauren Betts, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. What a game for her, as she led the way for the UCLA Bruins. Now the final score between USC and Kansas State. The Trojans get the victory, 67-61. And what a game here. No Juju Watkins, no problem. Going in was Kennedy Smith with 19 points, 3 steals. Avery Howell with 18 points, 4 steals, 8 rebounds. To hold off a 22-point effort from Serena Sundell, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. What an effort all around. To go on to our Frozen Four tournament scores, I want to get this over with. I did some score lines with John out the other day with during the Dodgers and Tigers opening night game. Boston University was down by 1 goal against Ohio State after the second period. They proceed to score 6 unanswered goals to close off the game, including a goal and 3 assists from Cole Hudson. Jack Hughes with a goal and 2 assists. And what a moment here for BU. Mikhail Yegorov with 33 saves. What a moment. Western Michigan 2-1 in double overtime over Minnesota State. Minnesota State being one of the best defensive teams in the nation. They gave Western Michigan a scare, but the comeback efforts, well, were not. Grant Slukinski from Zach Nering and Liam Valente or the double overtime winner for Western Michigan in the regional semifinal. Cornell upsets Michigan State 4-3 in the first round. What a moment for the Big Red. Trey Augustine and company were strong, but in the third period, the comeback spearheaded by Ryan Walsh from Ben Robertson, and then with 10 seconds to go, Sullivan Mack from Charlie Major and George Figueres for the win here for the Big Red. An intense moment. So now, as we're going to get back into action in just a moment, Cooper Flagg and company leading Alabama 46-37 when we come back for the second half. ready to begin the second half of action here between the two best offensive teams in the nation. The Duke Blue Devils lead the Alabama Crimson Tide 46-37. Still a lot of action to go left in here, but so far Duke and their size and talent advantage is prevailing here on the way to this 9-point lead. But nothing is for certain. Alabama's quickness can come back right on Duke. Who knows though? Nothing's for certain. Field goal percentage is 56% for the Blue Devils, 40% for the Tide. Bama's 5-19 from free. Each team has 10 assists. Bench points are 15-7, Alabama. But it's the points in the paint that are one of the big differences, along with the fact that Duke is making their threes. But the points in the paint is the biggest difference, and it gives them the biggest advantage. Bama's quickness can give them some form of an advantage, but Duke has the talent to keep up with them. Mark Sears is just 2 points. Does he put on a clinic here in the second half? You remember, Ian Cooper, Flagg, each at 30-plus points in the Sweet 16. 34 for Sears, 30 for Flagg. Though Sears had 2 points so far in the first half, Flagg with 10. A lot of time left for these two superstars to put on a performance. And now, we're getting ready here for the second half. Sears, Philon, Youngblood, Nelson, and Omoruyi on the court here for Bama, so we're getting underway. It is James, Proctor, Knuppel, Flagg, and Malawak for Duke on the other end. Early free here, bounced up and out. Rebound's going to be grabbed by Malawak. In the second half, Duke in the all-white, Bama in the all-crimson. Those are the uniform colors. Backing up is James. Duke has won 27 straight games when they have led by at least 8.5 in March Madness. Their last loss came in 2002. On the right wing, Flagg, who turns his back on Sears. Superstar on superstar. Flagg matched up with the big man. Flagg missed out and a loose ball foul. Malawak tried to save it. It's going to be Alabama ball, and John Shire wants an explanation. Malawak picks up another foul on this loose ball foul, as he put his size on Sears. And so far, Sears' height disadvantage actually got the better of this scenario. Sears, who moves across the half-court line. Sears with the speed on James. Now moves it over. Left wing free on the way. Goes! It's now 6 points the difference. Philon delivers for Bama. He has 8. James. Zion James quickly towards the left side. Moves inside for Flagg. Alley-oop to Malawak. There's the connection that is there for the Blue Devils. And Malawak was made all 4 of his shots. 3 of them on dunks. 3-point is too far, but this rebound swatted away. But it lands directly onto Tyrese Proctor. Proctor will set Flagg. Posts up for free. Too far. And rebound is grabbed by Youngblood. From the far side, it is Philon. Sears wants to set up in front. And calling for the right side is Philon. Philon will go back for Sears. Sears with Philon setting the screen. Sears will move inside. Bounced up several times. And Malawak gets the rebound. He clears the board away. And Duke moves back the other side. Prudential Center, where we're at. Cooper, Flagg. Flagg moves left side. Proctor wide open. Nothing. And Bama will move back. And it's going to be Alabama ball as it was deflected out by the Blue Devils. Chris Youngblood. Moving this one inside. Youngblood wants to inbound it. Mark Sears wanted to spark some momentum. He has not had an impact when scoring, but he has set up his teammates for scores, including Grant Nelson on the back door. Sears sets up the screen for LeBaron Philon. Now Sears at the point, watched by Flagg. Sears with his quickness, moving one-on-one on Flagg. Sears bounced up and out. Rebound is loose. He'll be picked up by James. Cooper, Flagg. Flagg at the near wing. Moving over across the wings at the right corner. High pass for Knuppel. It's layup. Banks in. Cutting to the inside. Knuppel sets up Proctor. He has 10 on 4 of 6. What is Bama going to do here? They have 16 points in the paint. Mark Sears will set up Phylon and then back. Sears steps back for free. Bounce off the near rim, and it's picked up by Knuppel. He beats out two Bama players to the ball for this rebound. Zion James on the far wing side. James will move it over. Proctor. Duke seeking their 18th Final Four appearance. James, alley-oop. That one missed. That looked like a pass that almost sailed in. And now here comes Bama. Back the other way. On the right side, Sears. Sears pump fakes and finds a cutting. Oh my goodness. Another missed dunk for Morui. Another block there. Cooper Flagg wants to answer back. And a block the other way by Nelson. Meet me at the rim, he says. Quick pass here, Sears. Corner free. He hits it. Punch, counter punch here at the Big Apple. Grant Nelson blocks. And Mark Sears, the icing on the cake in that sequence. Oh, a takedown here. That could have been an offensive foul. No call on the court. Zion James, precision at the logo. Knuppel moves up. There's someone at the paint. Knuppel posts up, banks it off the window. So strong and calm with it. Near side comes Phylon. Phylon with Proctor on him. Phylon delivers over to Youngblood. Chris Youngblood pulls up, is fouled, and one! Chris Youngblood, the hometown boy, making Tuscaloosa proud with that one. 3-point opportunity when we return. Flagg went for the slam. Grant Nelson says no. Contact and one for Youngblood. Free throws when we return. Bama's making things interesting. And with a 3-point play, they can cut into Duke's lead. Do remember, nothing's over until it is over. It is scoring run, spearheaded by Bama with their hot scoring offense. Chris Youngblood drawing contact and one. Bama can use their big guys to their advantage, given that Duke is the tallest team in the ACC. This to make it a 6-point deficit for the N1. On the way. Yes, sir. Duke still leads. It's 52-46, however, but Nate Oates not satisfied with just an Elite 8 appearance. The expectation is championship for these guys around Tuscaloosa. Duke, alley-oop, Malawak again! Another alley-oop lob. 10 points on 5 of 5 shooting. On the right wing, it is Sears. What magic is he going to do here as he's parked at the point? Goes left, finds Nelson, fakes the free. Now moves on Flagg, who fakes him out for a moment. And he charges right on Flagg. It'll be Duke ball now because of the Grant Nelson charge right on Cooper Flagg. An intelligent play by Flagg to draw the charge. 7 turnover for Bama. That matches Duke's total. Now each team has 7 turnovers. Flagg is still feeling the contact from that charge. Of course, that takes a physical toll on your body. Flagg is a premier offensive player, standing 6'9". ACC all-defensive team, Flagg. As Knuppel gets himself open. Sears slips. Knuppel for the left hash. Tipped in. No, it wasn't. The ball is still free. 2 players crashing onto the Duke bench. And it's going to be Duke ball still. Mohamed Diabate crashes right onto the Duke bench. And Con Knuppel also involved in that crash. Coming to the other side of that rim. Several great Duke players that come out of this school, including Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson. Also think of Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry. It's a solid player in his own right. 13 and 12 the assists in favor of Duke. Knuppel. Does he have the avenge? No, he doesn't. He does, but another hard crash onto the paint. Omori will be called for the foul. And it'll be free throws for Knuppel. He's one of the best free throw shooters in the nation. He has 13 points so far. And it's a 90.7% free throw shooter. 3 assists. He can make it 15 points for him. With 2 shots. First one's good. So he's at a 90% clip from the free throw line. Smart with his shots all around. Zion James, the point guard, on the court here for Duke. Second shot. Buries it. It's a 10-point lead for Duke. Each team with 2 fouls. It was going to be a very tight contest. A lot of Duke fans here on the crowd. Sears. Setting up Holloway. Holloway on the shake and bake. Let's get the advantage of Flagg. Holloway kicks it out right corner, free on the way. Bounces out. And the offensive rebound to Bama. Mark Sears. Chance to get right back into this. That also bounces out. And this time it's a rebound for Zion James. As Duke goes back the other way. The Blue Devils with 5 3-pointers to their credit on 11 attempts. Bama 7 of 25. They have fired 51 threes on BYU in their previous game. James. Very rarely has Duke pulled away in this game, but Bama's made things interesting for the moment. Here's Flagg with 7. Flagg posts up in the left hash. Flagg is blocked! And Bama will scoop up and take it away. One player on the sideline saying, I got next. Here's the pull-up from Phylon from the free throw line. Or rather, that was young blood. Young money. Cooper Flagg started free at 5, but he has cooled off a bit. And he has seen the defensive presence all over him. Bama's clamping down on him, knowing that he is the best option on the court for the Blue Devils. Rotating around is Con Knuppel. Gets himself open. Knuppel, right hash. Close off by Omori. Knuppel fades away. Great defense by Bama. As they go back 3 on 3. And on the right half, it is Holloway who fires away. Off the window, it stays out. Flagg in transition the other way. 8-point game here in Newark. Flagg pulls up. And the follow-up doesn't go through. Whistle blows here with 12:59. It's a whistle here for a foul. It's going to be a personal foul, so no free throws here. It's Mark Sears. Subs out. And Sears is a little upset knowing that he is subbing out in this game. Duke can beat you in many different ways, more than one. Sears subs out. First action here for Darion Reed. 6'8" forward. As Mohamed Diabate subs out too. Duke going to inbound this one in. They get an entry on the right corner for Nyongba. Patrick Nyongba. On the right wing. He'll drop this one back to Knuppel. Or Flagg. Flagg posts up. Oh, he hits a wedgie. Oh, wow. Have you ever seen this? I mean, knowing how talented Cooper Flagg is, it's one thing to hit it towards the basket, but you have to be, but it's a different level of elite play to hit a wedgie. By default, it's going to be a jump ball, and Flagg's going to sub out for Mason Gillis. So a wedgie is by default a jump ball. Oh, it takes a different level of skill set to hit a wedgie. That's how I'll say that. Right hash, spinning on Nyongba. Nyongba fouled on the hook. Arms got low, and that is Aiden Sherrill who got in on him. Nyongba the second, shooting 2 after that hook. So he's going to the line. Nyongba, a 74.2% shooter. 4.1 points per game he is averaging on the year. Hits the first one. One of the reliable bench producers for Duke. Key for grabbing rebounds and getting blocks. The second one bounces up and out. Oh, this rebounds up for grabs and saved by Knuppel and bounced off of Foster. Nice save by Knuppel, but Foster is not able to firmly grasp it. To quote Patrick Starr. So Duke up by 9, 57-48. With 12:33 remaining. Diabate delivers over to Holloway, and now at the left wing side. And there's a lost ball on the takeaway. Here comes Duke. From the far wing, it's Foster, the Harrisburg, North Carolina native. Foster, oh my goodness. At the paint, he was knocked down by Holloway. And with 12:18 to go, it's another foul against Bama. Contact on the hand by Foster, in which it's knocked the ball loose. So that's 5 fouls already on the Crimson Tide. So far, what I said about being the taller team can lead to fouls. Backdoor, Knuppel, layup. Aiden Holloway overcommitted, and that's what bit him. 17 points for Knuppel. 12:07 to go, and there's a foul. So communication is key. And so far, Duke is excelling here on communication all throughout. And over communication from Holloway. Miscommunication leading to the takeaway. From the far side, the Crimson Tide are going to inbound this one in. Got to get it off within 5 seconds. They do. Holloway will look from the logo. Activates on Foster. He backs up and it moves up front. Aiden Holloway will move back. Chris Youngblood. Youngblood shakes around Proctor. Youngblood pulls up. Bounces in. And there'll be a foul on here. He will shoot 2 with 11:50 to go. And that's actually LeBaron Philon who will shoot 2. They try to make this a 9-point game with 11:50. We'll be back in a moment. March, of course, means madness. We had some madness earlier tonight with Florida erasing a 10-point deficit with 5 minutes left and a 9-point deficit with 3 minutes left to win 81-76. And now free throws here for LeBaron Philon, the freshman from Mobile, Alabama. So Philon, not to be confused for Chris Youngblood. They did several times. He sinks the first one. So Nate Oates wanted to get the game plan up to counter this Duke team in order to pull off the upset. Philon second. Good, 2. It's a 9-point game now. He sinks both of them. This Bama team is an excellent shooting team, especially from free, but they're shooting 4-13 from the field in this half. 7 of 26 on free-pointers so far in the game. Inside, here comes the shot for the free throw line. Good. Wow. Tyrese Proctor continuing to deliver here. 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting. That's what it means to have several NBA caliber players. On the left hash, lost the ball, but Nelson able to keep this one. Here is Reed. He is fouled. But what a pass to prevent a lost ball turnover. And Alabama, intelligent for getting that one away. Duke leading 61-50. Don't expect this to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a high-scoring game no matter which way you see it. Fifth foul against Duke. So fouls are even up at this point. Left corner now moving to the inside is Philon. Philon kicks it out all the way to Youngblood. Deep free. Too far, and jumping up for the rebound is Proctor. The athleticism that he is using is always to the advantage of Duke. No matter the situation, a freak of nature and its wingspan proves it. Proctor will set up at the right wing for Gillis. Now back to Proctor. Proctor lays one off the glass. It is 63-50 Duke as Philon's going to look. Nelson setting the screen. Philon moves back. Alley-oop. Nelson is boxed out. Left corner free on the way. Bounced in and out. And jumping up is Foster. Good job by Duke to box out Nelson inside the paint on the backdoor position. Foster waits timeout. On the far side, he'll drop this one back. And moving over to Flagg. Cooper Flagg over towards Malawak. Duke winning 30 of their last 31 games, including 14 straight entering tonight. Looking for their 15th straight win. Flagg delivers. Proctor's free, left wing. Bounced up and out. And Nelson pulls the rebound down. Nelson. Past halfway mark of the second half. And here's Holloway. Nice save by Reed. Left wing free on the way. Connects. Alabama rolling with LeBaron Philon. 3 players on the sideline looking to substitute back in, including Sears and Diobate. Cooper Flagg and company slowing down the pace intentionally as Caleb Foster. And John Shire wants to call timeout. So Bama coming in hot with 9.5 to go. But Shire wants to slow down momentum. LeBaron Philon leading them back in this. Bama within 10 when we return. Knuppel has 17 points so far. And LeBaron Philon with 13. He's heating up in this second half. In a packed house here at Newark. So now, we're going back onto this game with Duke in the lead. Ken Jeong in attendance here. A comedian. Duke with the ball. They'll move it up through the near side as James. Dribbling this one through and position at the logo. Flagg setting a screen. James swings it to him. Flagg. Closed off on a double team. He'll kick it to Proctor. Proctor. Single coverage on him. Ball poked away now. Here comes Philon. Oh! Vicious block, but a foul. Oh my goodness. Cooper Flagg made sure that he was denied entry to the basket. To not get a dunk there, but a poke by Philon as he got Proctor to hurry up, but contact on the hand. With Flagg on the rear view mirror. But two good plays by Flagg. He had no choice, however. And so it's going to be two shots for Philon, who can cut it to an 8-point game. 13 points so far for him with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. But that's the easiest foul call so far. First shot. Good. The Blue Devils have 1 foul to give. And from fouls 7 through 9, it's 1-1. If it's 10 plus fouls, it's 2 free throws the rest of the way. Second shot. Rimmed out. The rebound is pulled down by Flagg, who delivers to James. LeBaron Philon stepping up here in the second half as Mark Sears is having a quiet night. On the right wing, it's delivered over to Flagg. It's actually Knuppel. Knuppel closed off at the right hash. Now it's Flagg. Knuppel again. Knuppel, right hash, double teamed, and here's James. Efficient basketball movements. Con Knuppel to Zion James. Grant Nelson trying to find a size advantage. Cannot do so. And on the right wing, Diabate inside, swatted away by Flagg, and another foul. It's going to be a goaltend. And because they called this, they're going to give it a look. But what a pass from Knuppel to find a cutting James on the inside. It might be a little bit too late on the block as it was going downwards. So they called it a goaltend for that very reason, because the ball was going downwards. It's a goaltend. Knuppel moves left with Nelson on it. He's been on a tear now. Knuppel spins. His layup is smoked. And a loose ball foul. Philon lost the handle. And the Duke fans, who make up the majority of the crowd here at Newark, are not happy about it. This is a loyal fan base and one of the nation's best. This program based out of Durham, North Carolina. At the end, and it looked like he ran right into Grant Nelson. So Knuppel gets called for a foul that he didn't actually commit. Kind of like when Mason Marchment got called for a tripping penalty that he didn't commit. 1-1 here. Good. And so that foul looked to be a phantom one. 8:03 to go here. And Philon going to shoot another free throw. He's on the SEC all-freshman team. He sinks the second one. And it's a 7-point game here. Hold on to your horses. 8 minutes to go. Duke leads 65-58. And it's Cooper Flagg on the left wing. He delivers it over to Malawak. On the right wing. Trip to San Antonio on the line. Right wing side James, who is forced back further by Philon. 2 points in the last 3:05 for the Blue Devils. Flagg shakes and bakes around Sears. Flagg with 4, with 3. Flagg gets it up on time and delivers. A clutch bucket for Cooper Flagg. 12 points as Sears did everything he could to box him out. But the size advantage favors Flagg here. Moving around is Diabate. Diabate on Flagg. Gonna get that one. Nelson rolled out. And Flagg gets this rebound. 7:10 to go. Didn't get the block, but his defense is enough to close out Alabama in tight. 9-point difference. 67-58 is the lead for the Blue Devils. Flagg with Diabate on him. Proctor passes up the free. Proctor delivers it over to Malawak for another jam. Duke is rolling comfortably here so far on the left hash. Lost ball. It's going to be a foul against Duke and War Alabama free throws. This time it is Sears to the line. Less than 7 minutes to go. Free throws when we come back. As Proctor almost sold the contact, almost got a foul drawn, but we'll be right back nonetheless. Malawak the slam. .6:49 to go, and before we get back into the action, I apologize to get a little sentimental, but there was a delay to start the Flames-Oilers game because a fan was experiencing a medical emergency in the stands. We're wishing the best to the fan in their recovery. You just hate to see a fan experiencing a medical emergency anywhere. Wishing him the best in the recovery and hope that he or she is hoping that they're okay in their recovery. Best of wishes to them. No easy transition to get back into the action here, but Sears missed it, and the rebound goes to Alabama. Oh, and Duke forces them out. Out of bounds. It's a good shove right in the lane on Jaron Stevenson. Sears missed the free throws. It took several bounces. Pulled this rebound. Jaron Stevenson pulls this one down. Going to break again. Baseline out of bounds. Winner goes to San Antonio for the Final Four. Florida faces the winner of Auburn versus Michigan State. Duke and Alabama, the winner of that game, face the winner of Houston and Tennessee tomorrow. 6:36 to go in this second half. Bama will inbound it in. It was initially a Duke inbound, but is now a Bama inbound. They get this one in. Bama with 2 timeouts left, Duke with 2 timeouts left. From the screen, inside from Youngblood, as it's deferred from Phylon over the left side. Youngblood lays it off the glass, it stays out. Duke gets it back. And moving back is Malawak, James, to Flagg. Cooper Flagg quarterbacking this offense for the Blue Devils. 10-21 shooting is Duke. Bama 6-21. Flagg will move it onwards. The ball is loose, and it will be likely as a jump ball. Yes, it is. It'll be the Crimson Tide picking this one up. And an uncharacteristic sit down from the Blue Devils as Knuppel mishandled the ball. And applying the pressure was Youngblood to get the ball. Credit to him, he got a hand onto the ball to take that one back. Takes one to know one, as Youngblood has been on both sides of jump balls. 6 minutes to go, Bama is down by 11. They need to make their shots. They made just 6 shots in this half. On the court are Sears, Nelson, Stevenson, Reed, and Phylon. Here's Nelson moving baseline. Nelson could have laid this one in, and it's pulled down by James. Zion James. Out there with Malawak, Knuppel, Proctor, and Flagg. That is the starting 5 on the court here for Duke. On the left is James. Dishes this one out. Here's Flagg. Flagg draws a double. Oh, what a no-look pass to James. James, pop double. And Nelson upset about the foul. He got a hand onto James. Not the way he wanted this to go. A clock-eating possession as Nelson wanted to lay this one off the glass. Almost got a hand onto him, but there was nothing there. Flagg draws the double team, but how many players do you see making a no-look pass right behind, find a wide-open option right behind him? James shooting 1-and-1 here. Or it's actually 2 shots. James sinks the first one. It's 2 shots. 4 years at Tulane, grad student here at Duke. Nelson subs out. Mohamed Diabate subs back in the place of Nelson. 81% free throw shooter. It's a perfect free on the night. Second shot. In and out. And it's grabbed by Diabate. Mo Diabate goes to LeBaron Phylon. Phylon. It's closed off to the right side. He'll look at the right wing. Phylon. Drops back and goes to Sears. Back for Phylon. Has Flagg on him. Phylon. Back to Sears. Sears deep 3 on the way. That rimmed out. Another miss for Sears. And another loose ball foul. That's going to be against Alabama. And it's going to be 1-and-1 on the following free throw sequence. Alabama losing patience as the red-hot offense has all of a sudden cooled off here. Momentum can change on a dime, however, as evidenced by the Florida versus Texas Tech game. Knuppel will shoot the free throws. This is 1-and-1 on the opportunity. 90% free throw shooter, but he's usually very good at these scenarios. First shot is good. Among most wins by D1 head coach in their first 3 seasons, John Shire's 88. That is tied for third place with Tommy Lloyd, Brad Stevens, and Brad Underwood, each with 89. Second one is good, and it's a 13-point lead. John Shire, if a win, will put him at 89 career wins. Bama has no points in the last 3 minutes and counting. Wanting to put an end to that cold spell for a usually electric offense. This is Duke's largest lead tonight. 14 points, the difference. Phylon moving through inside. Phylon can't get it to fall. All of a sudden, it's going to be a travel. Malawak and Diabate were fighting for the ball. Shire unsure about that one because he thought that should have been a jump ball. I'll move towards the inside as this was deflected up. A good call by the official, and Shire says he saw the call. He can't believe it. One of the fans kind of looks like Grayson Allen. Not going to lie. 12 points, 6 rebounds for Malawak. 10 points off turnovers for Bama. They're running out of time to inbound. They get it off just in time. Diabate. Diabate goes one-on-one. Gets it over. Quick passing towards the left side. Sears gets Flagg onto him. Sears, with his quickness, moves to the inside. And a travel against Sears. What comes around goes around. That's the saying it goes. With 4:30 to go, Duke could ice this if they expand on their double-digit lead. The best team in the nation getting things going. It was a good job by Flagg to force that travel. 72-58. Let's go Duke is the chant here at Newark. Out this Duke crowd has been raucous. Shire calling the shots from the sideline. And here's Flagg. Flagg dribbling this one out. Knuppel drags this one inside, but gets dispossessed. Bama on the turnaround. Feed over to Sears. They have to fire here. Sears. Offensive foul against Mark Sears, and he cannot believe it. Another turnover by the Crimson Tide with 3:57 to go. As he leans on Tyrese Proctor and elbows him away. We'll be back. Final stretch of this game. Though crazy things have happened before, Alabama has really slowed down here offensively, and it looks like Duke may be running away with this one. After what looked to be a Bama surge to end the first half, it's a lot of slow action here as Duke is imposing their will. Could this be a Duke National Championship, which would be their first since 2015? And Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is in attendance here at Newark. The last time we seen an NBA team here in New Jersey was the Nets before they relocated to Brooklyn. They were then known as the New Jersey Nets. Con Knuppel leading the charge here for Duke. Cooper Flagg and company. They're on a 7-0 run. 8 fouls by each team. And Duke has the ball right after the offensive foul committed by Mark Sears for the elbow on Tyrese Proctor. So 3:57 to go. And you'd imagine if Duke gets another one, Nate Oates would use his timeout to slow down momentum. Here's Flagg. Flagg. Bama's trying to blitz Duke here all throughout. Flagg waits things down. Flagg is getting blitzed here. And a foul. That's Stevenson. He's going to shoot 1-1 at the line. 9th foul against Bama here. So the rest of the way, they'll be shooting 1-1 here before it's two shots. They shot 50%, 64.4%, 60%, and now 52.8% from the field so far in March Madness. Duke has been this good in this tournament. They've done so against Mount St. Mary's, Baylor, and the last round, they have done so against Arizona. Looking to put this dagger, and the first shot's good. Flagg being the key piece for Duke's run in this tournament and throughout the course of the season. Season-wide 83% free throw shooter, he sinks both. And now it's up to 16. They're seeking a 6th 35-plus win season in program history. The last time they've done so, they won the national championship in 2015. Ball loose is going to be picked up by Knuppel. And now it goes to Duke right afterwards. Bama has to foul here. Flagg intentionally dribbling this one out as he gets the pass on time across. Now Proctor fakes the pass. Sears, or rather Holloway, trying to blitz. 3:18 to go. Could we be seeing a Duke national championship run? Or is it too good to be true? Flagg spins. Flagg hooks. Flagg skies. That was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar-esque. And now they're up to 18 points. Duke putting on the gas pedal, trying to run away with this one. Here's Sears. Sears baseline. Misses. And Nelson intentionally fouls Malawak. Free throws incoming here. And the crowd roars here. A crowd of primarily Duke fans. Cooper Flagg showcasing why he is the best player in the NCAA. Alabama is now over the limit. Duke will shoot 2 the rest of the way. It's 76-58 the lead, and a chance to make it 78-58. Many have said that this tournament is wide open. Duke wants to laugh at that notion. First shot. Bounces in. And that was on the inside the rim for Malawak. He'll get another chance. So tomorrow it'll be Auburn and Michigan State. They'll be casting. Auburn another 1 seed. But Tom Izzo wants another shot at national championship glory. Second shot. Bounces in. 20-point lead here for the Blue Devils. And their largest lead. They're starting to pull away. And whistles blow here. And a foul here. Duke has scored 13 unanswered points. It was 65-58. Then they start to pull away. And Chris Carroll, the associate head coach of Duke, being one of the key masterminds behind this operation, he knows how to work with big men. He worked with Mark Williams and with Derek Lively, his second. They are both NBA regulars, Williams with the Hornets, Lively with the Mavericks. And Kaman Malawak could be following that same path as Lively. As the first shot is good from Sears. That ends that scoring drought, but does not end the scoring drought of shots from the field. Duke is pulled away in this game. Not exactly a predictable outcome, but Duke is just that good. Many were anticipating a competitive game, myself included, but what we got was a clash of offensive titans, but then Duke's talent, as the second free throw, is too far. A clash of offensive titans, but Duke showcased their talents at the end of it. Flagg. Cooper Flagg steps out of it. Flagg will lob it across to James. Nelson trying to intentionally foul. James gets away. Sears trying to jump on him. And there's the intentional foul. The 11th team, but that's actually not an intentional foul. Duke will call their timeout. Could that be the last of what we see from the Duke starters? 2:28 to go. We'll be right back. The Steph Curry effect has made the game of basketball evolve into a primary three-point shooting game now. But the evolution can come at a cost, as Alabama is feeling the effects of what it is to run into a top-tier team like Duke. Three-point shooting worked against BYU, but against Duke, it isn't here. Duke called timeout, and Flagg gets himself open. Duke gets one timeout. And there's a block there from Bama. They're not going down a fight here. Diabate lays one up, and it's in. 2:15, now 2:13 left in the half. As Duke, maybe he playing the clock management game, they need to get this inbound going. Flagg, with 2 minutes, lobs this one up, intercepted. Here is Nelson, who adjusts and lays it. 1:55, and Shire not happy about what just happened afterwards, after the Duke timeout. 78-63, as Shire, the Duke head coach, we go back with this. 1:53, and Duke crowded here. James, foul called here as Alabama intentionally fouling Zion James. In the name of Sugar Hill, Georgia, could shoot two more to ice this game even further. So Patrick Nyongba sitting down. So the starters are still out there onto the court. So this game isn't exactly technically over. 1:50 to go. First shot for James rolls in. Rather, it's rattling in, that is. As it's 79-63. And Malawak, who had 5 dunks in this game, will sub out. When do we see the deep bench reserves coming in? James was an 80.9% free throw shooter. Second shot, that's another good one. And it's 80-63. Cooper Flagg, a special talent in the NCAA. It'll be a blessing to see him in the NBA wherever he goes. Who ends up with the first overall pick will be happy to have his services. 140. Phylon has to shoot it. He defers as he was closed off. Excellent defense by Knuppel. And a short basket. And Duke will hold on to this one, playing the clock management game. Cooper Flagg, rid of the ball. Last touch by Bama. And Flagg, who didn't have a standout game as per se, he was a respectable presence of note. 16 points. And it's tough to defend a guy of his caliber. 1:26 to go with Malawak back in the business. And John Shire wants the timeout. Minute 26 to go. 80-63. Duke. It's 86 seconds from San Antonio. cherries on top, Duke leading 80-63. And by all essence, they punched their ticket to the Final Four in this one. This year's edition of March Madness. They'll join Florida as 2 of the 4 teams going to San Antonio. Florida faces the Auburn-Michigan State winner. Duke faces the Houston-Tennessee winner. So Cooper Flagg, the focal point of this team. And this team has been by far the best team in the entire tournament. By track record. They're on an 80-63 lead and showcasing. And while Bama takes all the headlines, Duke is showing Bama who runs this show. And so far, Duke is enjoying being at the top of the food chain. 123 until San Antonio waits. Several passes around as Knuppel. Bama still trying to intentionally foul Duke. Knuppel shifts around. Knuppel will drop back for Proctor. His free. Here's another one. The free party isn't done yet. Tyrese Proctor with 17 points. Last minute until it's wraps. On the right wing, it is Sears who finds Nelson. A little late slam with 55 left. And Duke has all the advantages on every level. More free throws coming after another intentional foul. And as such, this could possibly get the deeper serves now in the game here for the Blue Devils. Proctor with another huge free to add to his track record. 53.6 to go in the second half. Grant Nelson doesn't want to have his collegiate career end like this. And I thought that prior to the inbound, I thought that this should be a common foul, but they're reviewing it for a potential flagrant. Mark Sears have his college career come to an end here at Newark. Ooh. And there was a foul away for the play as Knuppel. We're waiting to see what the officials are trying to deliver the verdict here. It's 53.6 to go as Nate Oates wants to look up for it. So they're going to rule it a common foul. So Knuppel will shoot 2, and that'll be all. 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Knuppel. He'll fire 1 and sink it. So Oates seeing another season and the Elite 8. Duke going back to the Final Four for the first time since 2022. Second time in 4 years that they will do so. Second one is perfect. This Duke team, ferocious all around. They got scorers at every level, and they got the depth to back it up. Many have questioned how well they will fare. And a bad three-point shot for Bama as Cooper Flagg is going to run more clock out. He's trapped. He'll deliver it. Bama still trying to intentionally foul, but Duke will just run this one down and will take this to the shot clock violation. And the Duke crowd roars all throughout the Prudential Center. Well, now they second guess it as this shot goes off the rim. It'll be grabbed down by Malawak, and that will be likely all she wrote. Nicely done by this Duke team. Yeehaw, San Antonio! The Duke Blue Devils advance to the Final Four for the second time in 4 years and the first time under John Shire. Career win number 89 for the third-year head coach. Tied for first all-time for coaching their first 3 years with Brad Stevens and Brad Underwood. And their 18th Final Four in school history. Well done. 85-65, your final score. And Newark, in a clinic put up by Knuppel with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Cooper Flagg with 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And Tyrese Proctor, 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting. Very efficient and very well done. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in the win. Mark Sears was closed off, shut down to 6 points, 12 shooting, 6 assists. But they needed more from him. Is LeBaron Philon with 16 points, despite the loss, the best point-producing player on Bama in this game, at the very least. But 5 dunks for Kaman Malawak. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. What a game for Duke. What a win for the Blue Devils. And what a feeling it is for the boys in Royal Blue from Durham. That's going to do it. I am Alec Nava saying so long from the Prudential Center. Good night, everyone.